Raised in a single-mother household, huh? That must have been quite a rough environment.
Absolutely. We can't possibly allow a girl who grew up in such a household to become our son's wife.
Right now, I am facing the parents of my fiance, and I am being bombarded with unbelievably rude words. They don't just ridicule me, they mock my mother too. Such an awful family. I will decline the marriage proposal from my side. I will give them the perfect retribution and throw them into the depths of hell. My name is Emma, and I am 27 years old. I only have my mother in my family. My father passed away in an accident when I was a child, and he left us behind. When my father passed away, my mother did not show any tears. She was always smiling in front of me, even as I was sobbing uncontrollably. I was able to graduate from the law department of a national university thanks to my mother, who worked so hard for me. Currently, I am working as an employee of a leading company and spending busy days. My fiance, Michael, who is 3 years older than me at 30, proposed to me 1.5 years into our relationship. After he made a strong approach towards me at work, I decided to marry him because I wanted to put my mother at ease, even though I thought it might be a little too early. And today is the day to go to greet his parents about our marriage.
I'm so nervous. Do my clothes look weird?
You're fine, Emma. You always worry too much.
But, Michael, you said your parents are very distinguished people.
They're what people call wealthy. It seems that it's not so much my dad, but my granddad who was really something. That's right. His parents are what you would call wealthy. His grandfather had a great success as an entrepreneur and left a huge inheritance when he passed away. It seems that his father is living off the inheritance left by his grandfather.
Will it be okay? I chose this gift from a well-known place, but do you think they'll like it?
It's fine, it's fine. The important thing is that we brought something.
Geez, I'm genuinely worried, you know.
He's just going back to his parents' home, so he's more relaxed than me.
I'm so nervous that it feels like my heart is going to jump out of my mouth. Have a bit more sense of urgency. This is a greeting to announce our marriage.
As I was getting irritated at his carefree attitude, a mansion like none I'd ever seen before appeared before my eyes.
It's big, as expected.
When I muttered that under my breath, he snorted proudly.
I'll make some tea.
His mother was calm and smiling throughout. My anxiety and tension eased somewhat. His father also treated me kindly, but... So, you're colleagues with Michael, huh, Emma? That's impressive. A woman working for that company.
Thank you.
I was bothered by the expression, a woman, but I took it as a compliment and responded well. However, as the conversation progressed, I felt more and more out of place. Well, but deciding to marry Michael, you have quite the courage, Emma.
Huh? What do you mean?
Michael's parents, in other words, us, we're wealthy. Normally, one would feel intimidated by the difference in status and be apprehensive about marriage, you know.
Maybe some people might feel that way.
Michael's father seemed to be under the impression that they were some special entity and did not hesitate to explain the differences in status. Michael's mother, who had been calm until a while ago, began to reveal her true nature as the conversation progressed.
Indeed, my family wasn't particularly wealthy, but as you can see, and it's a bit awkward to say this myself, I'm a beauty. Don't you think I match well with my husband?
Oh, I see.
Emma, you're amazing! To decide to marry Michael with your looks! I couldn't possibly do it.
I couldn't tell if her words were sarcastic or genuine. I sent him a glance, seeking help, but he didn't seem to care at all. Moreover, at some point, he even joined in and started teasing me with his parents. Emma, she has an average face, but she's good at her job. I think she'll make a good wife. She's highly rated in the company despite being a woman, and I think she can match me, right? Wait, was he always like this? When it was just the two of us, he seemed a little more calm and refined. Maybe because he's in front of his parents, his attitude has become bigger? While such doubts crossed my mind, I managed to keep the atmosphere of the place with a forced smile. Just then, Michael's father suddenly asked his son, "By the way, Michael, have you greeted her parents yet?" "Of course, I've taken care of things like that, so don't worry." I presume Emma's parents are quite ordinary folks. She doesn't have a father, but Emma's mother seems like any other mother. Upon his reply, Michael's father's eyebrows subtly moved. She doesn't have a father? Emma, what's the situation? Surprised by Michael's father's sudden transformation, I desperately explained the situation. My father passed away in an accident when I was little, and since then my mother has been raising me. So you're saying that you come from a single mother household? Yes, that's correct. I still live with my mother. When the explanation was over, Michael's father had a deeply thoughtful look on his face. Michael's mother also visibly turned sour. Then, the two of them started to whisper as if having a secret discussion. Is there a problem?" I asked cautiously, puzzled by their behavior. At the same time, Michael's mother uttered something surprising. That might be a bit difficult." What do you mean?" "Michael, you should reconsider marrying this girl. Mom will find you a girl with better conditions." "Wait, what are you talking about?" Michael's mother stared at me with cold eyes. "A girl from a single mother household is not suitable for Michael, right?" Michael's father next to her immediately chimed in. "Indeed, Michael. Regardless of her career success, coming from a single mother household is problematic, isn't it? I've advised you many times to be careful when choosing a spouse, but you..." It felt as if I was being treated like a defective product. It was completely unexpected to be told such a thing by my fiance's parents, whom I met for the first time. I was left dumbfounded in surprise. Then my fiance, Michael, uttered words I couldn't believe, making me doubt my own ears. "Oh, so she's disqualified after all. I thought she could barely make the cut. But I'm already 30, and it would be a hassle to find someone else now, so I'll settle with Emma." "What? Michael, aren't we getting married because we love each other?" "You didn't really think I was getting married for a reason like that, did you?" Laughing uproariously, he threw out those cold words. "All I want is a wife who can take care of the household like a housekeeper. It's impossible for me to truly love someone with a home environment like yours." "That's exactly right." Michael's mother agreed at his cold words. Michael's father was also nodding and laughing scornfully. I can't believe this. I thought he alone had decided to marry me out of genuine love. I was left speechless by this unexpected turn of events. As I lost my words, Michael's parents launched further attacks. "Single mother household? You're shameless to think of marrying my son despite being raised in such a terrible environment." "Absolutely! We can't let our son marry a girl raised in such a low-level household." At that moment, the emotions I had been holding back exceeded their limit. Rather than shock, My anger surged at the insult to my life and my precious mother. I couldn't hold it back anymore. Slowly, I lifted my face and calmly conveyed it to them. Understood. Let's call off the wedding, and please leave here right now. Not only Michael's parents, but even he looked taken aback by my statement. He asked me in confusion. Emma? What are you suddenly saying? What? I'm asking you to leave, don't you get it? What are you talking about? Why do I have to be told that by you? I don't understand. Following his words, Michael's parents started making a fuss. Exactly, we don't have to be dictated to by a poor person like you. Emma, not only is your family background poor, but your attitude is also terrible. What are you thinking? Shut up! I hit the desk hard with my hand and stood up. Do you know who owns the land this house is built on? What are you talking about? This is the land left to us by my father. Oh, from your father? Can you prove that this land is yours? Proof? Asked for evidence, Michael's father started to panic. They seemed to have never checked it, whispering to each other. What's the problem? If you own the land, there should be proof, right? Like documents from the inheritance. We don't have anything like that. This house was built by my father, and this land was his from that time. That's why he could build it. When Michael's father started talking, Michael's mother also raised her voice. First of all, what are you suddenly saying? It's rude for a commoner like you to talk about someone else's land. Emma, stop it. Just because my parents didn't allow our marriage, don't start making strange accusations. It's a waste of time to go on like this. I decided to tell them the truth. It seems you don't know, so I'll tell you. Your grandfather only had a lease agreement with my grandfather. What? What's that lease agreement? It seemed to be a word he heard for the first time, and Michael's father tilted his head in confusion. I was exasperated and explained it carefully so that even this foolish family could understand. A lease agreement is a promise that you can use the land. Currently, you are borrowing the land for free, and when the contract period ends, it will be returned to us. In other words, your grandfather is only temporarily borrowing this land from my grandfather. No, that can't be! I've never heard of such a thing. You're lying! Are you saying I'm lying? That's not the case. By the way, we have that contract, and we have already confirmed whether it is valid or not. Michael's father was shocked and flustered by the unexpected truth. No, it's a lie, right? After all, you're from a single-parent family, and your father passed away. That doesn't really matter. My maternal grandfather was a landowner and lent land to many people. The reason my mother and I have been able to live so far is because of my grandfather's support. Do you own so much land? Yes, I majored in law at college, so I was researching the land lease with my mother. At that time, we found out that this place where you live is also my grandfather's land. Do you understand the situation? The three of them were gaping and stunned. They were desperately trying to grasp their situation, but I conveyed the matter regardless. Given the circumstances, could you leave this land quickly? As stated in the contract, the period of free rental ended quite a while ago. I think my mother sent a notice in advance. A notice? No such thing came, right, Mom? Michael's father's gaze seeking agreement. However, Michael's mother replied with a pale face. I noticed that an envelope was coming every month, but I didn't really understand what it was about, so I thought it was unnecessary and threw it away. Could that possibly be? That's the notice. I chimed in with a broad smile. We've been issuing notices for more than 2 years now. What will you do? Will you pay 2 years of land rent in a lump sum, or will you move out? You have to decide. Wait a minute. There's nothing we can do if you suddenly say something like that. Suddenly? We've been urging you for quite some time. Please do something. Michael's father pleaded desperately, begging on his knees. Recently, we've been suffering huge losses in stocks, and our assets are just a tiny amount. We were planning to rely on Michael from now on. But there was no room for leniency anymore. I was thinking of settling things amicably if the marriage was decided and if I received an apology about the notices. But since you've made a fool of my mother, I've reached my limit. I'm sorry, but I won't allow you to squat on this land for free anymore. With that refusal, Michael's parents began to tremble. The only one who was calm until now started to change his attitude as if that was the right moment. Hey, Emma, can't you stop it now? I'm going to marry you, so please? What are you saying now? So what? So let's forget about this matter. If we get married, there won't be a problem with this land, right? Right? Is this guy an idiot? I can't imagine marrying such a lowly person at this point. I don't need a man who insults his fiance along with his parents. I'm sorry, but I have to decline. There's no way I'm going to become part of a family with a conceited man like you and your deluded, naive parents. At my words, he looked like he was about to cry. Please forgive me. So what if we're a single-parent family? Do you think I'll stay quiet after you insult my mother? Parents who only care about public appearances are perfect for you. Wait, Emma! I glanced at him chasing after me, and I left my ex-fiance's house. This was a place with many connections in various ways, but I thought I would never come here again. What happened to them afterwards needs no explanation. His parents boasted of being wealthy, but in reality, they hardly had any assets left. The fact that they couldn't pay the land tax for 2 years in a lump sum means they're not wealthy at all. As a result, they were forced to leave their land, sell the house their grandfather built with pride, and use that money to pay the land tax for 2 years in a lump sum. They seemed to have continued their previous lifestyle for a while, but apparently the money ran out quickly. It seems they are now living in a small apartment as a family of 3. The story spread quickly within the company, and he lost his place. However, his parents rely on their son's income, so it seems he can't quit. Emma, I'm sorry. I'll cut ties with my father and mother. Let's live together, just the 2 of us. It's okay to be a single-parent family. I'll take care of your mother. Let's live together, you, me, and your mother. How about it? I sometimes get romantic emails from him, but of course, I'm not replying. I have absolutely no love for him, and I probably will never believe his words. He is being watched with curious eyes at the company and has become the talk of the town. I would really like him to continue to suffer in this harsh environment.